Hello. So I have something that I want to talk about, and it's in regards to these Disney remakes being made. And it's a quality that I've heard other people touch on, but I've never really heard anyone talk about specifically. And that is how the Disney company pads the runtime on these live action remakes. And I have found one scene that I can use as an example to illustrate this point, and this scene is exactly the same in the original as it is in the remake, but they've just drawn it out and made it longer for seemingly no reason. And this scene comes from Aladdin. It happens after they're in the Cave of Wonders and they sing Friend Like Me, and they get out of the cave. The conversation that Genie and Aladdin have in the desert. Now, I feel really bad coming down on this movie and this scene because this is one of the few Disney remakes that I actually do go back and rewatch and enjoy, but this is an example of quite a bit of padding happens in a short amount of time, and so I feel like I can focus on it because usually what it mostly is just little bits throughout the entire movie that somehow make it a whole half hour longer, but there's quite a bit in just this one scene. So let's dive into it and see why it is so much longer. First, I am going to list off the things that these two scenes have in common and the information that they give to us. So it starts off with Aladdin saying that he still has 3 wishes, then the genie correcting him and saying he only has 2, Aladdin explaining that he tricked him into giving him an extra wish, Genie telling him that he's not going to get away with it again. Then Al asks Genie what he would wish for, and the genie saying he wants his freedom and mentions that he has phenomenal cosmic powers but itty bitty living space. Then Al offers to use one of his wishes to set the genie free, and the genie saying he doesn't think that'll happen. Then Jasmine comes up, and the genie reminds him of the condition that he can't make anyone fall in love. Aladdin goes ahead and describes Jasmine, then gets the idea to become a prince, and then Aladdin making that wish. And then Genie comes up with Aladdin's look and turns Abu into an elephant, and then starting to create his ensemble as it is cutting away. So that is the message that it is trying to accomplish, everything that I just described. The original comes in at about 4 minutes, but the remake is almost 7 minutes long. So let's look into why it is so much lengthier. The original doesn't waste time. Everything that is important is said. They don't bother throwing in stuff that doesn't matter. The genie does have a few jokes here and there.
Let's see. Chicken a la king? No. Yeah, that's king crab. I hate it when I do that. Caesar salad. Et tu brute? Nope. Aha. To make a prince.
But it is very focused. Now I'm going to list off the things that the scenes do not have in common that come from the remake. So Aladdin starts off by asking,
So, is this magic? Or are you magic?
Kind of a package deal.
waste of time. I don't see why we would need to hear that. Then Aladdin's saying that the genie looks weird and that he wants him to blend in, and the genie's saying, no, I can look normal. And then there's a little dialogue of them saying, what are you gonna wish for? Oh, I don't know. And what that leads into is the genie saying,
You really are not that guy.
and that is something that they added to this movie that wasn't in the original, so it would make sense that they would want to bring it up again, even though it's not really necessary because they bring it up multiple times through the movie, but it makes sense they would want to say it here, so whatever. The next thing they introduce is the concept that the genie wants to become human, and that is something new to this movie, and this is the introduction of that, and it's pretty important. It's how the movie ends, so it's good that they're saying that. Then they have this exchange and they say,
Here's the thing about wishes. The more you have, the more you want.
That's not me.
We'll see about that.
that does add some depth to the characters, even though I think it may not be necessary. It's fine and it fits in the story, but if I was an editor and I was really trying to trim down the fat of this movie in the editing room, I think that little bit could end up on the cutting room floor. Then they take a lot of time, more so than the original, to talk about Jasmine.
No, we had a connection.
Did they?
She is...
Okay, then they spend a ton of time on this whole thing of, careful what you wish for, oh look, I just made another prince. Which is very important to the story. There's no denying that. It comes up later with Jafar, so they're addressing it here. Cool. And they take the time to take out the lamp and to rub it. And I don't know why they made that to be such an important trait that they have to rub the lamp before making a wish. I think they added that in just so that they could get out of the Cave of Wonders with Abu pretending to rub the lamp, which, I I don't know, it's just silly to me. Seems like they just created a plot hole. Then Genie says, no one will recognize you. That's how magic works. People see what they need to see. Okay. Then something they add after the transformation.
Who am I?
Prince Ali?
From?
Duh. From Ababwa.
What?
You're not listening. Ababwa.
Which is nice because we had always kind of wondered where is he from and why Ababwa, and so they did just kind of combine all of that and clarify it and put it into that moment. So that was a good decision. So cool. So all of that extra dialogue and story was added into this scene. Some of it necessary, some of it not, and that accounts for a lot of the extra runtime. But what accounts for more of the padding is them just drawing things out.
To not have to say, can I help you? What would you like? Welcome to the lab. May I take your order, please?
All right. Genie,
Don't hurt him, Genie.
I wish to become a prince.
In the original, everything is fast-paced. It goes from one thought to the next thought to the next thought. Everything is organic and concise and logical. And in this one, everything just goes so much slower, where things slowly lead into the next thing and slowly lead into the next.
Back up, boy. I need some room to work. I'm about to fabulize you.
Genie?
Little head spinny. Better though, right?
I think I'm getting used to it.
And it just drags on, instead of just getting through what we need to know and moving on with the story. Like at the beginning of the scene when they first arrive there and they look over the desert and Genie says,
Man, look at this world. It's so big.
okay, thanks for that obvious observation. It's just his tone that bothers me. Like, I get he's been in the lamp for a while, but he's seen the world before. And then when Genie talks to the carpet and he says,
Why don't you just set yourself free?
Carpet! Did you hear what this boy said? Why don't I set myself free?
I feel like he could have just gone straight into the dialogue of, I can't wish myself out, my master has to. It's just a waste of time. Now, I need to clarify that Will Smith is probably the best part of this whole movie, and some of his jokes in this scene really do land and make me laugh.
Inside the lamp, everything's like brass, 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 brass. Like, oh, is that some copper? Nope, brass. And the last time that happened was like the 4th of Neverary.
So I do feel like I'm coming down on this scene kind of hard. I just feel like so much of those extra 3 minutes are unnecessary. And it doesn't seem like a lot of time, but it is. And especially when it's just full of slow-paced filler.
Which I don't really understand, because if she already likes you, why change?
I told you she has to marry a prince.
I just want to go home, man. Okay, I can do that.
It really drags the movie down. And it happens through the whole movie. And all of these Disney remakes, there are so many examples.
Hey, a prince, a prince. Obviously, the ghetto chic is not going to work. I'm feeling a periwinkle.
What's periwinkle?
No, chartreuse. Cerise. No, the lines are all wrong. The color clashes with your skin tone. The silhouette is confused.
This is a big hat.
No, that is not a big hat. Come on, Genie. Go. No.
We've gone too far.
Jesus, flip it. Turn neutral for the desert. Ivory, beige, bone, albion.
It's a little heavy.
The crowd goes wild.
So anyway, I feel like there's a million reasons why these Disney remakes shouldn't be made, and there's a million problems with them. And this is just one that I find so fascinating that I don't really hear people talking about. So I wanted to bring it up, even though I'm not the most eloquent person and I don't understand like technical screenwriting. I wanted to talk about it anyway, just to bring some awareness to it. So thank you for listening, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.